I think he's been an interesting last few years for him. Obviously, his story of being a rookie and him coming off of a gunshot wound, it's kind of crazy how his production has dipped and also improved over the last few years, but he did kind of cap out last year in terms of it. So I'm wondering where his mileage was when it came to that. But Brian Robinson's going to be an interesting figure for this team, for the 49ers. He's been through, I think, 3 seasons now, 41 games, 2,300 yards total. His career high in a season right now is just shy of 800 yards in 8 touchdowns. That was last season. But he is coming off of a career high in production, 4.14 yards per carry. I think there's a decent upside to this addition. I think 6th-round pick feels like a pretty decent price for Brian Robinson. How do you feel, Jorge, about Brian Robinson becoming a 49er, backing up Christian McCaffrey? I think I got to imagine it feels a little better after all of these injuries we've seen from the 49ers' perspective, that now there's a legit guy behind McCaffrey if in case McCaffrey does end up falling to the injury bug again.
Well, they said McCaffrey was already in form.
Mm-hmm.
They said he was good to go. However, they did get Garando's injury. I feel like they got bad news about it, so it's not, it's nothing that they can do about it. So, grabbing a guy that could help him out in the depth chart, I think that's good. I believe he would be third behind who was it? The guy they got 2 weeks ago, Williams, I think.
Yeah.
He was already with the Niners before, but I think just having extra guys in the especially a running back, which could be 1 week you could be fine, the next week you could have 2 guys down, and it happened to us last year. So we don't want to be caught off guard anymore.
Yeah, Niners, of course, coming off of a couple of moves here. 2 days ago they added Sky Moore. This trade will not be official, by the way. Brian Robinson will not be official unless he passes his physical. He's flying over to San Francisco right now, so that's still pending the physical, which sometimes, you never know. But I think this creates a little bit more depth. I think this is kind of I really like the move. I really think the move is something that the Niners can kind of have something to lean on. I think there's still some decent upside for him. And this guarantees you somewhat of an insurance policy for the McCaffrey situation if, obviously, McCaffrey's healthy right now. But you can't just rely on that anymore in terms of the 49ers. Having a legit number 2 guy, change of pace guy, feels like you can afford yourself a lot of times to rest McCaffrey in some certain series if you need to. Give Brian Robinson an opportunity. And I think this is a perfect 1-2 punch for the 49ers moving forward. Guy with McCaffrey's skill set that can be involved in all facets of the game, and Robinson, who feels like somewhat of a more traditional back situation kind of guy, but does have upside in being just a different change of pace when it comes to it. So from that perspective, maybe the Niners just become more of that kind of run game kind of team with it. But I feel a whole lot better about the Niners situation with him on this roster as opposed to what I felt maybe a couple days ago. So, and I imagine you're feeling the same way.
Yeah. I think we got good players that are gonna do well this season.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's difficult to know what is gonna happen, especially with injuries. But I feel this gives you a security blanket on if something happens, then you have another guy that could do a pretty good job.
Yeah. So we'll see. Brian Robinson, pending a physical, will become a 49er. If that goes through. So we'll see if that does. So, all right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do our Flashback Friday interview. That is with some of the Central East football guys, E.J. Morgan, Brandon Smith. I had an interview with them a couple weeks ago. We're going to re-air that interview right here, get you set for our big matchup tonight. So stay with us. Behind the Bench, just getting started here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Sports fans of the Central Valley, Are you ready to step up your game day grilling? Step into the Butcher Boss and discover winning flavors the champions crave. Ask about their 5 for $35 deal, where you can feed up to 5 people for $35 every day. Located right off the 41 north of Avenue 11, stop by the Butcher Boss today and become the boss of your barbecue.
Hey everybody, Paul Metters here, host of the Central Valley Sports Report. I want to give a big shout out to Clovis Stone, Masonry, and Landscape Supply, proud supporters of all high school athletics, especially our Clovis schools. For over 50 years, they've been the Valley's go-to for natural and artificial stone, brick, block, bark, hummus, you name it, they've got it, with fast delivery available. Find them on Sunnyside, just south of Herndon and Clovis, or online at clovisstone.net. Ball improvement starts here at Clovis Stone.
Are you a business owner struggling to understand how cloud technology can help your business? Are you in need of computer and technology support for your employees? M-Cubed Technologies is your solution for fully managed IT services. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. M-Cubed will be your partner in the digital world, allowing your business to carry on worry-free. We specialize in cloud hosting, Microsoft 365 management, general IT support, and VoIP phone services. Call M-Cubed today to discuss our partnerships.
For over 60 years, we at DeBudo Defendus Insurance, a multi-generational and family-owned company, have proudly provided high-quality risk management and insurance solutions to local businesses. Thanks to the incredible work and personal touch our insurance professionals provide our clients, DeBudo Defendus has been named Central Valley's best property and casualty insurance company for 9
and now in Visalia off Mooney Boulevard. Online at eddinasautocenter.com.
Craving something different? Lynn's Restaurant Group has a variety of spots to satisfy every craving. If you're in the mood for teppanyaki and sushi, Hino Oishi offers an unforgettable Japanese experience. For bold, flavorful Chinese dishes, spicy exactly what you're looking for. Enjoy a hot pot experience at J-Pot and top it off with boba from JT Inside. Whether dining in or ordering out, every meal is memorable. Visit lynsrestaurantgroup.com to learn more.
Get your business noticed and stand out from the crowd by visiting Megaprints, working with the most prestigious and high-profile businesses since 1998. We print and install custom-designed signs for businesses of all types and sizes. From yard signs to banners to wallpaper and fleet graphics, Megaprints has the state-of-the-art capability to turn the signage you've dreamed of into a reality. Visit megaprints.com today to see our work and what we can do for your business.
Great news from Rocket Mortgage. You could unlock more from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In fact, in the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could unlock all that cash in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up, because nobody knows how long these low rates. Put your hard-earned money to work. Make your life better. Build a home office, remodel your kitchen, or simply save that cash for a rainy day. Today's rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.25%, 3.48% APR, so you can lock in a great low monthly payment. When you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 833-8ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket. Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions.
Leader. It's a Friday, which means it's a flashback Friday to one of our good interviews we've had in the recent past. And this is pretty relevant because Central East obviously is playing football for us tonight on our airwaves. And so got a chance to talk with a couple of their big stars, E.J. Morgan, Brandon Smith, who joined me a couple weeks ago. But we haven't had a chance to re-air this interview, and I wanted to do it right here, right now, because I think it's a good one, good insight into what Central East is going to be looking forward to this season. So Without further ado, for my fashion furniture location, here is Central East football from a couple weeks ago. From Central East Bengals, how weird is that to say? With E.J. Morgan, Brandon Smith. We're going to get used to it, though, because I think we're going to be hearing a lot of touchdown calls between these two from the Bengals. Guys, appreciate you coming on and chatting with me before the season. How you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good, taking every day one step at a time.
I bet.
Yes, I'm doing pretty good as well. How about yourself?
Fantastic, and I am excited. I am excited for the football season, just to watch for me, but I got to imagine the excitement level for you guys. You guys are in the thick of the ramp-up, the fall ramp-up. What's the excitement level like right now? Maybe not in the moment when you're in the hot summer days of practicing, but where's the excitement level for you guys getting back to it?
I mean, the excitement level is extremely high. Last year we won Valley Championship, and then we were fortunate to go to state championship. Didn't end in our favor, but at the end of the day, we did go to state championship. We know what that feeling is like, and we're just trying to get back there. That's our main goal right now, just get back to where we were.
Yeah, Brandon, what about for you? Where's the excitement level?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited about this upcoming season. We open up the season with 2 top 25 teams in California, so we pretty much have a very hard schedule to start out with. But I believe in my guys and believe that we're gonna get the job done. And then later on, we open up with another top 25 team in Clovis East, so I'm pretty excited to play them as well. Redemption game for them as we beat them in section championship. But hopefully we can get back to state, which is the main goal. Oh, absolutely. And let's reflect a little bit, right? Because last season was as great of a season for you guys as it could be. It's fascinating where the teams respond, right, to adversity. And you guys had some adversity right in the middle of that season last year, the back-to-back with Clovis North and Clovis East. But the response after that, and then to make the run to get to a state title game, tell me about the resolve last year and what got you guys to that level to face what was big bad Clovis East and everyone was talking about them, and to be able to do what you did in that section championship game.
I feel like the main thing that got us through that section championship was losing to them and North back-to-back in our first league games. We did lose to North the following year in the section championship, so that did leave a very bad taste in our mouth. So first starting off, just getting back to play Clovis North and succeeding over that, and then playing Clovis East, we already knew our coaches had a very good game plan. They had a very good scheme going, and if everything went how it's supposed to, we knew that we were going to win.
What about for you, Brandon? What do you pinpoint from that time a year ago, and understanding what that was building to obviously this offseason?
Really just believing in the coaches' schemes that they built for us, and really just believing in one another after the 2 losses. Of course, a team's going to be down, but we really started picking it up, just believing in one another that everyone's going to do their job and make plays all around. And it's pretty hard to beat a good team twice, so we knew that going in that we had a pretty good chance of winning. And then, like I said, just believing in one another, and we knew we were going to win.
I think what people talk about most with that team last year, obviously, there's so much to the experience you get, right? Because while Clovis East had all those guys, those seniors, it felt like that was their kind of go around as far as the team is concerned. You guys stepped up in a situation where I think a lot of people are like, well, they had a few more years to get ready for this moment, and yet you guys arrived at that moment for you guys as a younger crew, and now you come in with this experience. Tell me what lift that provides, especially knowing from last year, you guys stepped up in a moment where people are saying, well, you guys got a couple more years to figure it out, right? So tell me a little bit about stepping up in that moment and what that does. Now that you guys are kind of now at the forefront and everyone's looking at you to beat you guys.
I mean, stepping up in that moment, it means a lot. We do have a good group of guys, good young group of guys that really, I feel like we really mesh together. I feel like that's what sets our group apart from other groups, that, like, we really mesh with each other. We understand each other. We can talk to each other, be cool, have fun, but at the end of the day, we can still come together and get the job done. So, stepping up in those moments against Clovis East, it really means a lot, and it shows the faith and trust we have in one another.
What about for you, Brandon? Same question to you.
Pretty much as a piggyback off EJ, I mean, our group of guys that we had last year, we meshed well, very good together. And like I said earlier, just believing in one another that we're going to get the job done. And, throughout the whole season, all we had, and I pretty much got the job done.
Be honest with me. Make you angry a little bit? People were talking about him?
I mean, of course it did. Not hearing nothing about us. And even though we made it to the section championship the year before that, and then coming into the next year, not hearing anything about us, of course, it's going to build up some anger. But all we had to do is use that as motivation.
EJ, was that fuel for sure?
Oh yeah, very much. We did have a couple of guys leave our program and go to their program, and that did add to it. And then us being ranked to go last in the track, that for sure added some fuel to that. But yeah, it's like when we got out there and played, then we had a different fire, different resolve to try to beat them.
So, of course, you have the season you had last year. You get to a state title game. You get a big battle with Edison. I know that Edison team, really good team. We saw them last year. So you're coming off of that, and you're going into this year. And obviously the cosmetic side of your program right now with the whole rebrand and everything like that, how much of a story is this offseason? I'm still trying to make my way sideways about calling you guys the Bengals, calling you Central East Bengals. I'm still trying to make sense of it. But what do you make of the new rebrand? And has the team? I'm sure the team's gotten over it. Now you're ready, guys, to be get your stripes per se.
Yeah, at the beginning, it was very weird, very different. They did want to call us the Kodiaks at one point in time, but we weren't going for that.
Well.
So we had to settle with the Bengals. We do love the Grizzlies. We do love everything about that, about the culture. But now we're looking to start something new with the Bengals. I would say I like it. I do love the Grizzlies, but the Bengals, it's kind of nice too. We got new helmets. So we kind of like modeling after the Cincinnati Bengals look. But
not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I can get down with it.
Especially for yours. You get away with the Bengals stripes.
Yes,
the Bengals
sir.
are the hottest wide receiver crew you can get out there.
Yes, sir.
As far as that's concerned. But the same, with the Bengal rebrand, everything like that, first of all, I got to imagine you guys are a little more hyped than Kodiaks. It sounds you're telling me that. But what was it like when you saw the new uniform, saw the new setup, and I got to imagine it took just a short amount of time to get over it.
Oh yeah, it definitely took some time to get over it. I mean, of course, we're a little down about the name change. Of course, everyone loves the Grizzlies, but I mean, we have a new identity and a new name, which is Bengals. So we're pretty excited, especially with the helmets. We have black and white helmets this year. We're pretty much excited about the white helmets with the black stripes, just like the Cincinnati Bengals. So I mean, it's pretty cool. The uniforms. I mean, we're not too mad about it, but but it's what we could work with, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Let me tell you, I saw this photo shoot you guys took. Was there a real tiger there? Was that?
No way.
You guys didn't talk to the Fresno Zoo or anything like that?
No, I would have been scared. Nah.
No, it looked cool though. It looked cool set up. How much has Biggs embraced this like Bengal mentality? You're already hearing some stuff from him about the way you guys attack and the way you guys adopt like a Bengal attitude. What is he bringing up now? That I know he's been Grizzlies through and through, but he's had to adjust as much as anybody. So what have you been hearing from Biggs on the new transition?
I mean, at the beginning it was a little difficult. Like when we get our breaks, we say Grizzlies at the end, go Grizzlies. But now we have to switch, so you'll get a couple guys still saying Grizzlies every now and then, and everybody else saying Bengals. But I feel like Biggs has taken it very well. He has been a Grizzly his whole time at Central.
Yeah.
But now just adapting this new Bengals mentality, I feel like he's doing a really good job at it, really good job instilling these new Bengals rules into us, and I feel like Biggs really likes it.
What are the Bengals rules? If you don't mind revealing, Brandon. Or Eli, EJ, either of you guys. What's one of the Bengal rules, if you got one to give me?
Pretty much just play around. I mean, not play around, excuse me.
Hope Biggs isn't listening.
Fly around and play hard, and pretty much just hustle each and every down of the play. Even in practice, just work hard in the weight room and pretty much embrace the Bengal culture that we're building up. Like I said earlier, a new identity.
For sure. I think there's a legitimate excitement just on like what we can see from what you guys are going to do in terms of talent, right? We saw what you're capable of, and what's exciting about you guys, you're just getting bigger, you're just getting older, right? Senior season, there's a little more, just a little more heft to it, right? And of course, you guys have committed to two different places, right? And so you don't have that hard decision to make this time of year. You can kind of play freely in that sense and make sure you guys are set up that way. So I'll start with Brandon this time, and we'll go to EJ. What does a senior season feel like? What does that prep feel like right now for you, getting ready for a one last hurrah per se before you go to Arizona?
I mean, it feels very weird knowing that this is my last high school season ever, but I'm pretty much just focused on getting back to the section championship and winning again, and then get back to state and ultimately just winning, which is our the biggest goal that we have. I mean, of course, we want to win track, go 5-0 in preseason, But I mean, ultimately, the goal is just to win state and make sure we go back to that.
EJ, what about for you? Reflective a little bit. How do you handle coming into a senior year? You're committed to Cal, so take me through what that prep is like for you and how you've kind of reflected on getting ready for a senior year.
I mean, just to piggyback off what Brendan said, it does feel a little weird, but, this is the last hoorah, this is the last go, so you got to put everything into it. For us, I feel like the biggest thing that we have to focus on is paying attention to the little details, doing the little things right. Our coach has been saying that since day one of our freshman year.
Day one.
Just do the little things right, and everything will pay off in the bigger picture. So, yeah.
Of course, we'd love to have a lot of the teammates here and talk about them, but you guys are the conduits of give me something we don't know about some of your teammates, and I'll give a couple names here. And we start with Jelani Deppel, right, because I'm really impressed with what he did in that Central Section Championship. So what is something people don't know about him going into his junior season?
I feel like one thing about Jelani that stands out to me is just his resolve. Jelani, he's far from the biggest person on the field, but, Jelani isn't scared to go heads up with the biggest linebacker, the biggest DN from the opposing team. I feel like Jelani's best defining moment was honestly our state playoff game against St. Ignatius, where he took a couple hits from their biggest D lineman.
Yeah.
But he got up each and every time and just continued to play ball.
Jelani, the way he kind of just goes about his business. Is he a talker at practice? I feel like some quarterbacks can be talkers sometimes when things are going well. Does he talk? Or?
I mean, there's times where he is a little talkative, but mainly he's pretty much quiet into himself.
Okay. Gotcha. He lets the play stand out.
Oh, yeah, very much.
You talked about, sometimes there's the biggest – he's not the biggest guy, but there is a guy who I think he may be the biggest guy, Bayon Harris, too, sometimes with his stature. EJ, what's it like lining up with Bayon and what he kind of can kind of do? And it amazes me. He's just only a junior, what he looks like.
I mean, lining up with Bayon, it's amazing. Bayon is a freak of nature, my dad often calls him Megatron just because of his size and the way he attacks the ball in the air. It's amazing, I feel like Bayon is a really good threat. He's something good to have on the team. It takes eyes off of me sometimes, so I don't get double teamed. He's getting double teamed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bayon is a really good guy. Very good to be around. I feel like he's another one of those guys that we mesh really well together. I feel like our whole receiving core is just like we're just cool. We can hang out during football, after football, and we're all cool together. So I feel like that's what makes us a really good receiving core.
You got to meld together as a receiver. Even though you guys have your individual things and your individual routes, do you feel like you're constantly like, I'm working on this move, I'm doing this kind of thing. Here, let me show you something I've been doing with my footwork kind of thing. How much is that in the wide receiver core?
I feel like our wide receiver core, we hold each other accountable a lot. Bayon, I've been around Bayon since I was little. Zeb, why I've grown up with Zeb, he was my little league quarterback. So, I feel like we can talk to each other, that really uplifts each other. We do work in the off season together, so I feel like if one person has one little thing they're working on, we try to adapt that to everybody so that everybody learns instead of just one person.
Brandon, what's a Central East Bengal people may not know quite about that people are going to know about this season, or somebody who they should know about that's been shining so far in fall camp for you?
The standout that I have is Juan Ochoa. I mean, of course, he started for us last year as a middle backer, but he kind of got overshadowed by Aiden Chavez. I mean, it's pretty hard not to get overshadowed by Aiden Chavez. But, I mean, Juan's pretty much been showing up every day. He's pretty much the hardest worker on our team that I would say. I mean, he comes in every day just working hard and making plays around. And he picks up things very well, and he pretty much has been showing out.
Yeah, he certainly I see some of his stats, especially what he did. A big contributor in that playoff game, especially against Central East. I'm looking at Clovis East as far as that's concerned. So he's been a big contributor. Like I said, so many returning guys, so many big contributors to this team that are coming back for this year. Now we're going to put you guys on the spot because we're going to do complimentary time to each other because we're just going to do that. So EJ, what stands out about Brandon and his ability at the running back position, what he does for you guys?
I feel like Brandon's work ethic is his best attribute. Whether it's raining, whether it's cold, whether it's 105 degrees, Brandon's going to go out there and get some work done. I feel like for us, he just contributes all over the ball. He is primarily a running back, but he's a really good safety and outside backer. And I feel like him being on both sides of the ball really contributes very well. And, I'm happy to have that on the team. he often wants to be a kick returner, but I feel like if he did that, he would still be very good at it. But yeah, I feel like wherever Brandon is, he's going to contribute to the team very well as a leader and as a football player.
Ray, is Biggs ever going to get you a kick return? Or?
I mean, I hope so. We've been talking about it, but I doubt it.
Maybe like last kickoff of the year, like when he feels like it's like towards the tail end. Maybe one time.
Hopefully.
Maybe one time. Yeah. Brandon, what stands out about EJ and the way he goes about his business?
The thing that stands out about EJ is just the way he carries himself. He doesn't really showboat about his offers and how he's dealing. He pretty much just comes in every day, pretty much just work as he has 0 offers and 0 stars and pretty much like that. And that's the biggest thing that we need in our team is that we don't need a bunch of people that like to show out. We just need everyone that likes to come together and work hard as one team. But pretty much on the field, I mean, he's a great contributor for us. His speed, he just outruns everyone. And then, of course, the touchdowns. I mean, that's the amazing part about it. One amazing part about his speed. I mean, his hands are very good. And he gets past the linebackers. Once you get past the second level, I mean, he's gone. No one's going to catch him.
What's film study like when you're watching some EJ Morgan touchdown catches? What's that like?
I mean, it's amazing. Once he gets the ball, he's just gone. You throw him on a bubble screen. I mean, he's going to take it to the crib. If you throw him on a fade, I mean, he's pretty much just by himself, wide open. So all he has to do is pretty much just jog into the end zone. He's done. And
they're shooting and hollering on a Monday afternoon, right?
Definitely. Celebrations.
For sure. You guys got Inglewood to start. That's no easy task, but they're here in your building, and that's exciting, right? To bring talent like that up here to the Central Valley and let them know what the Central Section's all about. So how important is a statement game like this for you guys? I know it's not in the grand scheme of the track, and I'm sure it'll do stuff for the rankings and everything, but how exciting is this opportunity to have Inglewood come into town and face you guys at the top of the season?
I mean, it's very exciting. You know, when you go to SoCal, you pretty much just hear about SoCal teams and NorCal teams facing off each other, but you never hear about the Central Valley teams. So, you know, I feel like us playing them is really just like a statement game, really putting our name on the map, really getting out there and showing that we can compete with any team in California.
Brandon, what about you? That opportunity, right, to just kind of say, hey, Central Section, we're here. We got some teams too.
Oh yeah, it's a big opportunity. I mean, they have some guys that has a lot of offers, D1 recruits, but so do we. So I'm pretty excited just to see how we match up with them and how we'll be able to show as our first game. I mean, of course, we have some new faces on our team that's really going to have to step up. I mean, we don't have a lot of guys just like every year we don't, but, I mean, some guys are really going to have to step up, so it's going to show how much different we are than last year.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see you guys, and obviously I'm revealing it now. We are going to be calling that game on 1430 ESPN Fresno on the 22nd, so we will have you guys on the primetime broadcast for that. Central East versus Inglewood, 7:30, maybe 7 o'clock. I got to check that time there. 7 o'clock. So yeah, we don't have to wait as long as I thought. So 7 o'clock on that Friday night. We'll be there, myself and Paul Metters. Last couple questions for you guys. You know, you're excited about the season, this opportunity. You guys both have hard commitments to where you're going. I'm just curious, you know, just what excites you about understanding and knowing and feeling the relief sometimes maybe of having that settled and knowing that you feel like you're in a good spot, knowing where you're going. I'll start with Brandon going to Arizona. What feels great about that as far as having that settled in?
What feels great is pretty much just getting the pressure off my back from trying to pick the correct spot. I mean, it's pretty much a huge decision knowing that you're going to go to the school for the next 3 to 4 years, sometimes 5 years. But I mean, just having trust in my supporting staff that I have around me, and just the college coaches. I mean, that's pretty much the biggest thing why I chose Arizona, and just the way the coaches are very genuine, and they brought in a new offensive coordinator. I mean, I love him. He gets his athletes in space, so that's pretty much what I love about it.
And then EJ, same for you. Cal, settled in with the Bears there. What about that opportunity excites you, and of course that relief that you don't have to really think about that tough decision here in the fall?
Yeah, you know, it feels amazing. I feel like one thing people don't tell you about recruitment is how stressful it is and how draining it can be. So, you know, just getting that weight just lifted off my shoulders lets me actually be able to focus on football, focus on my craft, and be able to play, you know. I really like all the coaches there. They did hire a completely new offensive staff from the OC to the running backs coach. And, you know, I feel like I really like every coach there. Like, I know the OC, I mesh with him really well. Same with the wide receiver coach, the head coach and assistant coach. I feel like everybody there are just a great group of guys, and I feel like I could really succeed there.
I grew up rooting for Cal when I was in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I just think of my days watching Deshaun Jackson do his thing. I'm wondering if you can beat his speed records out there as far as that concerned. So that'll be a high bar to pass there. But you guys got the talent. You guys are a great team. I'm looking forward to seeing this year. Certainly a track contender this year, and we will be calling some games for you guys this season, starting with the game against Inglewood on the 22nd of August. It is right around the corner, guys. Can't wait. I appreciate you guys taking the time and coming on down here and talking some Central East Bengal football. And it's coming, and it's here. And we can't wait to see what the Stripes look like in action in a couple weeks. So, guys, appreciate it as always, and stay cool out there, and best of luck the rest of the offseason.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
All right. E.J. Morgan, Brandon Smith here on 1430 ESPN. We'll be right back with more Behind the Bench right here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Everyday Junk Removal and Hauling was awarded the first place in debris gone for good. Need a bigger cleanup? They offer dumpster rentals, too. Everyday Junk Removal gets the job done right. Call them today and receive $20 off a half load or more. Get your free quote now at everydayjunkremoval.com.
At Citizens Business Bank, we've been taking a personal approach to banking for over 40 years and are consistently recognized as one of the top performing banks in the nation. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We believe in the importance of building long-lasting and genuine relationships with our customers. We want to provide you with the solutions you need to grow your business because your success is our success. Citizens Business Bank, member FDIC.
Hey Fresno, Chris Swart out here, operating partner Jack's Car Wash Companies, located on the southwest corner of Cedar and Shepherd. Don't miss out on this winning combo.
That's right, Jack's Car Wash has a brand new Pepsi and Coke soda fountain, plus a new Keurig coffee station featuring your favorite national brands. Plus, Jack's full detailing is backed by popular demand. Schedule by calling 7335.
Jack's Car Wash and ESPN Fresno, the double play of a great car wash and a great broadcast. Let's go Giants!
Building a new warehouse? Adding on to your existing warehouse for more space? The boys from Fresno Rack and Shelving can help, because that's what they do. Fresno Rack's design department can help optimize your warehouse storage capabilities and increase your productivity with a large local stock of pallet racking, industrial parts shelving, in-house permitting, and installation departments. Fresno Rack and Shelving is the choice for you. Call or visit FresnoRack.com today.
Hey, it's Phil Bonatti with Behind the Bench for my friends at Clovis Truck Center. Fall's coming fast, so whether you're towing the RV, heading to the mountains, or just gearing up, don't wait to get the adventure ready. Brake controllers, hitches, suspension upgrades, they can take 6 to 8 weeks to arrive. Be smart, plan early, and skip the scramble. Roof racks, lift kits, window tinting, they've got it all. Visit Clovis Truck Center on Clovis Ave or at clovistruckcenter.com. Clovis Truck Center. Get ready because fall starts here.
They say when you do one thing long enough, you get to be pretty good at it. Locally owned businesses led by multiple generations of family learn early on about the value of customer service. Of course, having great products, especially in the world of technology, is a clear advantage, but nothing is more important than making customers your number one priority. My suggestion for the right company for digital office technologies and services is CBM, California Business Machines. With offices in Fresno and Visalia, this top-tier Kyocera dealer has led the category, not only in technology, but with customer service. When you partner with CBM, you're aligning your business with a premier, nationally recognized company. Since 1953, CBM has been helping Valley businesses manage, change, streamline, and control their expenses. In fact, California Business Machines pioneered the 3-cent color copy, and I'm sure they'd love to tell you more. Call 225-5570 or check them out online at cbmsolution.com.
Summer's winding down. The trips, the pool days, the backyard barbecues. Now it's back to your daily routine. And Jones Cleaning Center is here to help you make the most of it with Fresno's only 24-hour self-service pickup and drop-off drive. You can skip the hassle. Drop off by 9 a.m. and enjoy same-day service at no extra cost. From work clothes to weekend wear, table linens to bedding, Jones Cleaning Center keeps it all fresh and ready so you have time for everything else. Serving Fresno for over 55 years. On Palm just north of Herndon or online at jonescleaning.com.
Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. So cool to revisit that interview and get good perspective on where the Central East Bengals are going into this game and going into this season. So I can't wait for that. Can't wait for all of it to get into that as far as that's concerned. And we are excited to bring you the broadcast coming up tomorrow. Or excuse me, tonight. I'm getting distracted. Jorge's doing some stuff here in the studio. So, but anyways, we're live streaming. We are live streaming. And we got a lot of things going on here at the station. Just another quick reminder of the schedule here moving forward for this weekend. We got Inglewood versus Central East. That is going to be tonight, 6:30 pregame, 7 p.m. kickoff there. So we'll be rolling there. Because of that, we are not airing Giants baseball tonight. Giants and Brewers, but we will have Giants and Brewers the rest of the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, if you want to hear that. I hear it's Bob Uecker weekend. They're celebrating legacy of Bob Uecker for this series, so maybe some cool Bob Uecker stories and anything like that coming from these broadcasts from the Giants' perspective. I'm sure everybody's got a lot of stories about that. We have Paul Meadows Show Central Valley Sports Report, which will be Saturday going on at First String Sports, so that'll be there tomorrow. You can stream it live or listen to it live on 1430 ESPN Fresno and 1430 ESPN Fresno app as well. A's are in Seattle for a 3-game set with the Mariners before they head back home to host the Tigers in the weekday set as well. So there you go. Another reminder, we got a grocery outlet contest going on. You get yourself tailgate ready with the local grocery outlets that are participating in our contest here. 2 Fresno State tickets up for grabs, plus a $100 gift certificate to grocery outlet for our north, downtown, southeast Fresno locations, as well as the grocery outlet locations in Kerman and Sanger. So those are the participating locations. If you want to sign up for the contest, go visit them and get a chance to offerings there at the store. Another reminder as well, Student Athlete of the Week getting going next week. So I'm calling out all the folks who are going to Fresno football games in the Fresno Central Valley area. If you see a performance tonight that you feel is noteworthy and exciting to talk about, we want to hear from you. Be sure to nominate some athletes this week from the football side of things. We want to select some Student Athlete of the Week nominees here, and we'll be doing that soon next week. We're going to have our first Student Athlete of the Week on our show next Thursday. So be sure to get your student nominated. It's been a great program. We're excited to bring it back for this year. All Student Athlete of the Week winners will become a Student Athlete of the Year nominee. We have a whole banquet at the end of the year. We had a great turnout last year for that banquet. Fantastic athletes in the area. Plus, a Student Athlete of the Year winner will receive $1,500 in scholarship money, plus an iPad. That's a pretty sweet deal for those kids going to college. So get yourself and get your athlete nominated. You go to our website, 1430ESPNFresno.com. You should be able to find it there with our Student Athlete of the Week program. All right. Got a good rest of the show here. We're coming up on the end of hour number 1. Hour number 2 is going to be jam-packed of some stuff here as well. It is the man, the myth, the legend who will be joining me here in this next hour. Paul Meadows, who is going to be my partner in crime tonight as we try to survive the hot box that is going to be Collegiate Stadium tonight. 108, I believe we are on the temperature spectrum now. We have hit our high, so hopefully everybody is hydrated and ready to go, and hopefully we can provide some nice, good action there for you while you are sweating it out today here in the Central Valley. He'll join me next. We'll also have my Bonati's Best, continuing my overall power rankings of the National Football League teams. We're hitting the halfway point. I think we are now into the upper half of teams in the National Football League. So we'll have that, and then we'll obviously continue that next week before the start of the season. I'll give out the schedule. I'll do a What Are We Watching next week as well, or this weekend as well. I got a feeling I know what everybody's answer will be. All right, we're taking a break, and when we come back, Paul Metters joins me in studio, chatting high school football, previewing tonight's action, all that great stuff next on 1430 ESPN.
It was 106 degrees. The Johnsons were sweating, and their AC, dead silent. But 2 doors down, the Millers, cool and comfortable. Why? They called Lee's Air for a $99 AC maintenance before summer started. We catch problems before they catch you. Don't sweat the heat. Beat it. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Fast, friendly, guaranteed. Call now or schedule at leesair.com.
Hey, it's Phil Bonatti from Behind the Bench for my friends at Valley Athletics, the new go-to sports facility in the Central Valley. Founded by Valley legend Vance Wahlberg and former Bulldog volleyball coach Jonathan Winder. Valley Athletics allows athletes to really shine at volleyball, basketball, and pickleball. Visit valleyathletics.co right now to learn more about enrolling in our current volleyball and basketball offerings that include league play. That's valleyathletics.co. Proud sponsors of high school athletics.
I'm here at the Roger Dunn Open. Former Fresno State football coach Pat Hill is at the first tee.
Hey, it's a fairway hit.
Yeah, but that's the wrong fairway, Coach.
I need to buy a golf game.
Coach, I really think you need a Roger Dunn makeover.
When you buy a game at Roger Dunn, you can play anybody, anytime, anywhere. This is the old coach, Pat Hill. I bought this 7-iron at Roger Dunn Golf. Number 8 at Tehama, 162 yards out. Eagle, baby!
Welcome to Banyan Tree, Fresno's favorite dispensary. Voted 2025's Best of Central California's People's Choice Award. Need some healing and relaxation? From flower to edibles, concentrate to vapes, we've got top shelf products at down-to-earth prices. Whether you're a seasoned smoker or just kinda curious, our knowledgeable staff will help you find your perfect match. So climb the Banyan Tree and see how high you can get today. Order ahead at banyantreefresno.com for quick and easy pickup. Banyan Tree, rooted in quality, grown in Fresno.
Drum roll, please. KFC is bringing back the bold, craveable classic guests and fans have been asking for. Hot and spicy wings and potato wedges. For a limited time, the ultimate fan favorite pair will make all your game days this season even more delicious. And that's not all. While it feels like competitors are continuing making their food smaller and smaller, for the same price, the Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich remains bigger and better. Guests can get it for just $3.99 for a limited time. You can't beat that, only at KFC.
I know how important some of this equipment for the farmers is. Without it, they can't get the job done.
That's Bob Aguirre, service manager at Pioneer Equipment Company.
My philosophy is get the tractor in and get it out as fast as I can. It's not supposed to be in the shop. It's supposed to be out in the field working.
Pioneer provides quality service for Kubota, Land Pride, and Nelson Equipment. Stop by and say hi at our Fresno or Reedley locations, and we'll get your equipment serviced right away.
This is a family-oriented business. It's been great working for Pioneer Equipment.
Visit pioneerequipmentca.com.
Need cash? If you've got a car, we've got the cash. Clausen Honda wants to buy your car. If it's running, we want your late model Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, Subaru, Acura, or Honda. Just call Clausen and ask for our VUP to schedule your appraisal appointment. In just 10 minutes, you'll get your cash value quote. Yes, we are eliminating the hassle of getting rid of your used old car. So if you're ready to sell, we are ready to buy. Call Clausen Honda of Fresno today. If you've got a car, we've got the cash. Get cash for your car. Clausen Honda.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You're listening to the home of the San Francisco Giants. KFIG Fresno, 1430 ESPN.
Salary cap space. There is preseason action tonight in the NFL. 4 games on the schedule, including the Eagles and Jets, who will get underway at the bottom of the hour. Also, the Cowboys taking on the Falcons Vikings and Titans doing battle. J.J. McCarthy not expected to play for Minnesota. And the Chiefs will play host to the Bears. Caleb Williams could see action tonight for Chicago. In baseball, it is game 2 of a 4-game weekend series between the Yankees and the Red Sox. New York leads Boston by a half game for the top wild card spot in the AL. ESPN's Jorge Castillo says, despite the competitive now, the rivalry isn't the same as it used to be.
I mean, we had guys throwing at each other. Yeah, it just doesn't have that spice for whatever reason. I think the personalities you had back then, the willingness to go after guys back then, you just don't see it nowadays as much. Once in a while you see guys pop off. The bench is clear.
The Red Sox took the opener last night. In San Diego will be the Dodgers and the Padres in a battle for the top spot in the National League West. L.A. leads San Diego by 1 game, and the Dodgers swept the Padres last weekend in L.A. Another game already underway. The Phillies and Nationals scoreless in Philadelphia.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, college football is officially underway, and I'll tell you who the biggest threat is to Ohio State defending their title. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPN.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guess.
The 20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks. But super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right, Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, here live on a Friday, final hour of our show for the week. That's right. We're out of here after 5 o'clock, but we're not done for us on the airwaves. We got Friday Night Lights returning tonight at 6:30. Man, the countdown is real. It is here. We're very excited. And I'm very excited to be joined, and I would say I think we're going to do this on the weekly here as we did kind of last year. Paul Metters here on the Floor Clock Hour getting ready for this game. I'm very excited to be calling the game with him tonight, and he is here live in studio with me on this 4 o'clock hour. Paul, it's Christmas morning, or it's Christmas afternoon now. It feels like if you're a high school football fan. It's here, week 1. We already had games played last night. Can you believe it?
That's right. Yeah, it's a few Thursday games, but it is here. And Phil, I posted a couple polls on the Twitter sphere over the last couple days. And obviously you mentioned, the Fresno State football game tomorrow as well, the full slate of high school football games. So I put out, what's your excitement for both? Where are you at? 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and 7 out of 10. And we got 73% are a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
For their excitement as far as football goes this weekend. And you did a great job with the interview with the 2 Central superstar football players. Are going to be finally, right, after all these months of not having high school football, get to see them take the football field again tonight. So really excited about that. And the next, what'd you count, 14, 15 weeks?
We're here.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll be able to do a state playoff game this year. But at least, 3 playoff games as well, a couple of championships. So it's going to be a fun-filled fall.
We will be coming off of a full Thanksgiving dinner or something like that when we end this thing, which is just feels like it's so far away, and yet we are. This thing will move so fast. It feels like, Paul. Every week we go along the side of the season. I know you're thrilled about it. I know you're looking forward to it. And I don't know if you've got just kind of the same vibe every year when you come into this thing, and it's just like a clean palette of everything here. It's a blank canvas of what this season could kind of look like.
The way I framed it on my show a few times, Phil, is I'm in education, so we all have these internal clocks, right? Mm-hmm. And when summer hits, you relax a little bit and take in the summer vibes, but you just start to feel, once you're approaching the end, the middle of August, I guess, and you're like, all right, the seasons are changing. Football is in the air. Talk about, NFL, college, and high school, and it just feels right.
Yeah.
Right. It never gets old, Phil. The storylines change. Some coaches change, and you get to talk about new players because it's basically, if players are playing varsity as sophomores, you get to follow their career for 3 years. If they're freshmen, 4 years. You hear about, players when they're in 8th grade. Sometimes you get to follow their career, and that's a lot of fun. It's a lot for you, for you as well. And, a guy like me that you can follow kids and talk about them and hype them up and get to know them and their families and the coaches. And then, and then see them later, maybe in college sports as well, and a few in the pros as well. But there's a lot of special aspects of high school football. Where we can be a bit romantic, and deservedly so, because it's a special time for a lot of kids. But there's nothing like high school sports.
I want to go specifically to what this class of 2026, which is playing this 2025 season, this senior laden class, some D1 talent in this one across the Central Valley. I know you have some names that you've watched for a while now, but now gets this level. Some people want to compare classes versus others, but for you, what stands out about this class of 2026 senior athletes that obviously we're going to get a chance to watch potentially for the last time here in the Central Valley?
Well, the guys that are going D1, the high-level recruits, those guys are, the elite of the Central Valley. You mentioned Brandon Smith that you got to talk to. He's a kid that I've watched for the last couple of years on varsity. He's going to do great things at Arizona. And, Deegan Rose, the quarterback at Clovis High, his first game, starting as a freshman, he got thrown into the fire. So fun to watch his progression. He's primed for a big senior year, headed to Oregon State. There's just special kids. Again, you hear about them, you get to know them, you talk to them, you watch them mature, right? Sometimes you talk to a high school kid and they're shy, they don't know quite what to say, and all of a sudden they're seniors and like, man, this dude's ready for college. They're mature. They've, matured physically and, emotionally as well. So that's just a great thing. But yeah, those two guys stand out for this year, and they're for the Green Bay Packers. So, there's always a nice crop of players that you love to follow, and then could go play at the next level. I mean, that's just so special to watch.
Can't wait, and maybe some guys rise pretty quickly up some expectations as well. Sometimes those late blooming senior guys can make a name for themselves in a season like this as well.
Well, there's a lot of sophomores and juniors, right? That are getting D1 offers that we're going to have. We're going to be able to broadcast and watch them live. You think about the quarterback at Clovis West. I mean, he's going to have pretty much everybody offering him by the time he's a senior.
Yeah, it feels like the underclass side is pretty strong in this season as well, and the contributions we're going to find across the level is going to be interesting to watch. Do we want to go specifically to our game first, and then we can kind of bounce around the central section? And I think that might be the way to go about it. Inglewood versus Central East. This is interesting. I've been reading up more about what Inglewood has coming into this season. They did come off of a loss last week. They played in, I guess some people consider week 0. This is week 1 for the high school season. A lot of guys who have graduated from this roster, a lot of change, same coach in place. I've been reading up a little bit about them. What's your intel telling you about Inglewood from what you've been researching on?
Well, first of all, that name, right, kind of stands out. You think of the powers in SoCal for the different sports. They're ranked 39th by Cal High Sports. I thought they were going to be ranked in the top 25, and Cal High Sports came out with their preseason rankings. Central's ranked 18th. So doing some research about Inglewood, you're right. So they graduated a lot of players from last year. They went 10-0 in the regular season last year. Yeah. Played Santa Margarita in their first round of the state playoffs. Unfortunately, lost to them. But they didn't have, in that 10-0 season, they didn't have a lot of close games. I think the closest spread might have been 7 points. Yeah. Looking at their scores from last year. And then so a new crop of kids have come up and had to step up for Inglewood. They got a sophomore quarterback that's starting, their receiver that had 2 touchdowns for 100 and 112 yards, only had 3 catches. He's a junior. So experience-wise, it's kind of the opposite of when we get to Central, talking about Central. So I also counted 6 300-pound players on the roster. Oh, so there's some girth as well on the Inglewood side. But I think experience, definite advantage Central. A lot of new guys for Inglewood.
Yeah, and people have heard about this story with Central and what they did. and what they ran through, especially with how young the roster was last year and now what they're capable of potentially moving forward. It's like one of those things like, wow, we could be seeing this group, do some great things for a while now. Central now with the target on their back, and I think that's going to be interesting of the psychology of this team and knowing that they're not sneaking up on anybody this year. And I wonder if this is going to let them thrive, or wonder if that kind of feeling as a player can be a little bit different going into a season like this.
Right? It's like, do you like being hunted or do you like to hunt?
Yeah.
That's kind of the question for Central this year, because everybody's going to be hunting them. I remember one of the things last year, the talk was, if you don't beat Central now, you're not going to beat them the next couple years. And Central got the best of Clovis North and Clovis East when it mattered most. I think that really motivated them, those 2 losses before they won the Central Section title. So I think Coach Biggs, he's gunning for his 5th Central Section title with the Central program, Central East Bengals, right? We know the history of that. We don't have to get into that anymore. It all counts. I think he actually, Phil, that he uses both sides equally, right? He's like, nobody respects us. Nobody's talking about us. You can use that as a motivation.
Yeah.
And now you could flip and say, everybody thinks they could beat the Grizzlies. They got to come to our house and all that stuff. I think he is equally good at both. And I think a team like Central that's used to winning and, they have a goal of getting to the state championship. They're going to come in with some swagger. They're going to be like, all right, we are the top dogs and we're going to play like top dogs. We're opposed to last year, maybe even the year before, like, hey, we feel like we're hunting, the number 2 and number 1 team. So that was a motivation for them. So I think they're going to be, I think they're going to show that they're going to be able to be motivated in both ways.
And I'm I've been reading about this team a lot and where the ceiling could be. I mean, we saw them get to a state championship game. That wasn't at the highest level, right? It was a division below.
It wasn't the open.
But we could, is this an open potential playoff team, like on the low end of that bracket there, if they have things break their way? Or
I think, so you got St. John Bosco and you have Mater Dei, right? They're going to be the top dogs. So remember, it's just the 2. It's NorCal and SoCal. That's where there's no Central Section division, or there's no Sac Joaquin division for the playoffs. So it's NorCal or SoCal. NorCal has 2 really good teams this year. So you got Folsom and you got De La Salle. Right? And everyone's predicting that they're going to be the matchup in NorCal, which is totally fine. I think Central's fine with that. State playoffs, are a different animal, but they're definitely a goal for the Central East Bengals this year. So I don't think the open division is kind of in the vernacular.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm always curious. I'm always interested in what it could be and where the ceiling could be. And I think the Central section definitely wants to have that conversation. We heard at the meeting that Central section is the 3rd biggest section in California now. And it's just continuing to grow in terms of that. And when it grows in just the sheer popularity or the population of the students, sure enough, odds will say you're going to have great athletes coming out of that crop as well. And so I wonder if there's a narrative with the Central section that could change a little bit in terms of how we feel we fit in between the North and the South and all of that stuff. And I don't want to put too much pressure on a game like this tonight, but it feels like Central East, if they really show out tonight, could say, hey, like we can be in any division in this state if we play the right way.
Well, Central's favored in this game, right? Again, Central ranked 18th by Cal High Sports. It doesn't matter. It's just the media people voting on this. Inglewood at 39.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's on paper. If you look at it, it should be a win for Central. Maybe even a couple touchdown win. I know it's going to be a tough game, but I think there's some eyes on this game, as there's going to be some eyes on next week's game when Central travels up north to face Grant, who's ranked 13th in the state. So the answer to that question, Phil, if Central wins this game and then wins next week, I mean, they're going to be probably a top 10, top 12 team in the state overall. Again, the state playoffs and all that stuff, it doesn't matter for Cal High Sports. It's a different entity, and we're obviously, talking ahead here. But I think if Central goes 2-0 in these first 2 games, they're going to be sitting really, really pretty.
Kind of like the path Clovis East faced a little bit when they beat that really top Utah team.
Yeah.
And then they beat Grant by a couple touchdowns,
Yeah.
and they're building, and just having those just boat races week in and week out in terms of that. We'll see.
Well, it gets people talking about the
Yeah.
Grizzlies again.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I did it.
The Bengals.
All right, give me the Bengals. I got to pitch a quarter there. Yeah, the
Stripes.
Bengals.
He's gonna have. We might have to do a tally tonight. See how. Although I said this. I'm like, I think the Stripes will be enough to remind me that they're not the Grizzlies.
Well, the other thing too, Phil, is the scoreboard, because I went to their scrimmage last week against Bullard.
Yeah.
It's kept the central logo, with
The
that
paw.
coming
Yeah.
around the side there. It's kept that.
Yeah.
So that might throw us off too, right? You're going to look up there and you're going to say, the Central Grizzlies, but again, right? It's the Bengals. We know it's the Bengals, so it might take us. We should set the over under at what 3.5.
3.5.
So whoever says it the third time,
Yeah.
the fourth time is the over is going to hit.
Well, hopefully we'll have our stats guy. Then our stats guy can keep that stat as well. I can't wait to see what the post game tally will be. Let's hit some quick hits, some week ones, other games around the central section. I want to start with Bullard Clovis East. I think this is an interesting one. I talked to Bullard yesterday. They're really fired up about how tough their schedule can be this year. They also have Clovis on the schedule, which they want to obviously look for some revenge in that one. Bakersfield High on their schedule. If they want to have a legitimate chance to be in some really good playoff positioning, beating Clovis East tonight on the road in La Monica, that's certainly a statement there. I'm curious how, and obviously on the flip side, Clovis East got a couple of good stars there still left from that roster from a year ago. I'm not counting out the Timberwolves in any sense because of the turnover, but I think this is going to be an intriguing game.
I don't have a great pulse on the game as far as who's favored. I think I would be surprised by a blowout by either team. The narrative with Clovis East is they graduated a lot of players, new coaching staff. A lot of the defensive players for Clovis East are returning. I think their front seven and their defensive backs are going to be the strong point of the Clovis East Timberwolves football team this year. Bullard, they looked a lot tougher than last year in that scrimmage against Central East. Their quarterback, Tyler Franklin, coach's son, does a good job. But it's going to be a tough defense. So I think that's going to say a lot about both teams, that first game. I actually expect a low-scoring game.
Okay.
I could see it being like a 21-14 type game, maybe even like a 14-7. But, that a lot of eyes on that football game.
I know they're fired up that yesterday they moved their JV game to yesterday, and they went and watched it, so I'm sure they got them all fired up for that one. I'm trying to think of some other ones that are going to be out there.
Clovis CVC.
Yeah. Clovis CVC, that's a big one. They moved that back, by the way, 8 p.m. Another reminder, Clovis East and Bullard. I know it's listed at 7 p.m. at Max Preps. 7:30 tonight. It got moved back by 30 minutes. I wanted to just get a quick PSA there. But, yes, Clovis, CVC, a win by either of these teams could mean a lot for everything moving forward in the central section.
Well, with all the talk about Clovis High this year, man, can you imagine a loss at CVC to open up the season, right? A lot of talk about their transfer, their 4-star guy, Israel Briggs. We're going to get to see them next week. CVC, coached by Don Arax, they're really tough this year. Going to have a tough ground game. So they're going to try to, if I was CVC, I would just slow down the football game. I would run the heck of the football. A 7-8 minute possession would be absolutely golden for the Cavaliers. You don't want to see Deegan Rose on the field. But, right, can you imagine if CVC wins that football game?
A lot of people will be like, okay, all right, interesting. And I could realistically see it. I could really see it. How about another one I want to throw at you? Hanford hosting Kennedy. I know you've talked a lot about Kennedy this year. Hanford's in a little bit of a interesting roster spot as well. They get to host them at home. How about this one?
So remember, Hanford went 10-0 last year, lost to Clovis in the playoff game. So that was like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say once in a decade team because they got a state championship. But Hanford had a really talented football team last year. They lost a lot. Talked to Coach Cannon Sanchez last week, and so they got a new quarterback, Jaron Mouth. That name sounds familiar. He started off at Bullard and then went to Clovis West last year, and now is at Hanford. A lot of guys are gonna have to step up. But Patterson is a dude for Hanford. But Kennedy, kind of much like Central Valley Christian, they're a run first team. They're going to try, Hanford with the up tempo offense. So talk about polar opposite type philosophies. That game is going to show it all. So I don't have a good a good indication how that game is going to go either. Hanford has those 4 home games, right? 4 home games in non-league. So Hanford should win that football game, but man, Kennedy's got a really good senior running back.
How about another intriguing one? It's going to be down south today. Bakersfield High hosting Buchanan. I don't know. I want to jump around like this because sometimes we talk too much about the other top teams. But Buchanan Bears, they had a big win in week 1 last year, and people kind of looked at them, and then they kind of slipped a little bit as the season went along. Buchanan's got talent. I mean, they have an offensive lineman playing for Fresno State this year as a true freshman, and Braden Walton. So Buchanan can supply that talent. I'm wondering what it looks like when they play Bakersfield tonight.
Yeah, Bakersfield, again, another running football team. They graduated a couple of their dudes last year. They had a 10-0 JV team, so those guys are going to have to step up. For Buchanan, their quarterback is really good. He's only a sophomore. Devaney played catcher last year on varsity baseball team. So he's a dude, right?
Yeah.
They got a really good defense. Do the Bears, a couple D1 guys as well, a cornerback headed to Oregon State. And then Donmore is his name, Donovan.
Yeah. And
then they got a D1 safety as well. So, those guys, right? Those guys are going to have to step up. It's, Bakersfield's not going to throw the football around a lot. So I think Bakersfield is favored in that game, but that would be a huge win for Buchanan.
All right. How about a lower division little gem? Like give me one that you're like, this could be a good ball game to go to as far as one not people are talking about that much, but certainly what do you call? I'm trying to think of like a hidden gem game.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tulare, a lot of talk about them. They're playing at St. Joseph, so they're going to the coast. St. Joseph, they're one of the coastal schools. Here they're going to have a good team this year, and then they end up going 5-5. So. Tulare's going to put up a lot of points. That's a game I'm interested in. Kingsburg travels to Paso Robles.
Yeah.
They're on the road right now, so that's going to be an interesting game as well. So, yeah, Selma, I think, was it?
Selma was somewhere.
I think you mentioned
at
that.
Cabrillo.
Yeah, okay. Selma's at Cabrillo.
They're actually kicking off in 20 minutes at Cabrillo.
Oh, they want to get back early.
Yeah, they do.
They want to get back early. So, yeah, like I say, most weeks about Friday Night Lights, you go to these rural towns and you look for the lights. If you're not sure where the stadium is, you look for the lights, and you find all these people support their town. That's one of the great things about the Central section. So a lot of really good football games going around the section today.
Can I shout out one more?
Yeah, what do you got?
Corcoran at Roosevelt tonight.
Oh,
that's an intriguing one.
Yeah, Roosevelt.
Yeah, Roosevelt's up and coming.
Yeah,
they got a good thing going there.
McCoy is their coach.
Yeah, and Corcoran's always been kind of a feisty smaller town team.
Yeah.
So that's at 7:15 tonight. So a little shout out there. All right, Paul, excited to have you on the broadcast tonight. Once again, 6:30. We are going to be sweating it out in more ways than one in that press box, but I can't wait.
All right, so
105 at kickoff. I saw.
I usually stop off and get a couple an iced tea or drinks, or when Coach Hill joins us, I get the bugles for him. Right, you listen to munch on those things. You got a beverage of choice that I could pick up for you?
Man.
You just want a big water? What do you want?
Water. I can't do anything sugar if I want to keep the pipes clear.
Okay.
In terms of that. So the water will work, yeah.
And blue shirts? We're going blue shirts?
I got blue shirt tonight. That's what I'm rocking with. So
right.
Felt like I got the sweat through hat. I can probably manage it through. So, but anyways, awesome. 6:30. We'll lay it all out for you tonight between Central East. First time we're going to say that. And of many against Inglewood tonight. Paul, appreciate it. See you at Collegian.
Good stuff. Can't wait.
All right. Take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Behind the Bench right after this on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
At FFB, we know behind every business is a person. That's why we're more than a bank. We're a partner, a farming-focused bank for hard workers, a future-forward bank for big dreamers, and a family-friendly bank for the next generation of owners. From first ideas to major milestones, we're here to help you chase your goals and score big. So what can FFB mean for your business? Find out at ffb.bank. That's ffb.bank. FFB Bank. Let's win together.
Football fans, it's Phil Benatti here with Behind the Bench. Big thing I think about with tailgates is the food, and the best place to get ready for it is visiting Grocery Outlet in Kerman, Sanger, and Fresno's Southeast, Downtown, and Northwest stores. Stock up and save big on quality meats, snacks, drinks, beer, and wine, and same quality as the big chain stores, but at lower prices. And while you're there, sign up for the Tailgate Ready contest to win a pair of tickets to each Fresno State home game and $100 for your tailgate only at participating grocery outlet stores here in the Central Valley.
For 80 years, Fresno Pacific University has been shaping the heart and soul of California as the Central Valley's only accredited Christian university. Today, our deep faith roots and pride in our community drive us to provide affordable, career-relevant education that transforms the lives of our students and the communities they serve. Discover your calling through over 100 undergraduate and graduate programs offered on campus or fully online. Fresno Pacific University. Learn more at fpu.edu.
Mike Dermanuel Jr. of Hub International Insurance Group.
People that have homes, this is their most significant asset, and our job is to protect the assets and to give impartial and good advice. I think our growth reflects the amount of trust people have in us.
Hub International. Learn more at hubinternational.com. License number 0757776.
If our clients succeed, we succeed, and I think that's what we work on every day.
As of today, the 30% federal solar tax credit is still available for homeowners looking to save energy and money, but it's scheduled to be phased out on December 31st, 2025. The time to call Donald P. Dick is now, 255-1644. Let Mr. Cool show you how to drive down the cost of home energy. The deadlines for installing solar and taking advantage of the tax credits are December 31st. Call Mr. Cool at 255-1644.
Summer is here, and the hottest deals are at Valley Pure. For premium indoor house flower to tasty edibles, smooth vapes, must-have concentrates, and refreshing cannabis drinks, we've got everything you love at prices that keep you coming back for more. Stock up for your summer fun with unbeatable discounts across all Valley Pure locations. Whether you're looking to relax, celebrate, or spark up some good vibes in the sun, Valley Pure has the deals to keep the season rolling with easy online ordering and curbside pickup right from the app.
From breezy linen to performance polos, the Patrick James Summer Collection defines cool, effortless style. It's where classic West Coast spirit meets modern refinement. Discover timeless looks from brands like Faraday, Johnny O, Martin Dingman, alongside staples from Tommy Bahama, Robert Graham, and our signature Patrick James line. Made for the man who values quality, confidence, and the art of dressing well. Patrick James, California's sophistication. On Shaw, inside Fresno's Fig Garden Village.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah.
behind the bench. It's the best of behind the bench. No, I don't know. We're in that Friday loopy stage, folks. It's here. And by the way, I'm just getting ready for this broadcast here tonight. Jorge, please forgive me. It's behind the bench, but we're the best at it when it comes to that. Anyways, big thanks to Paul Metters for joining me in the last segment, and Paul will be joining me in exactly 2 hours from now, right here on 1430 for Central East in Inglewood. Getting going over at Collegian. Be sure to tune in. 7 p.m. kickoff. We'll have it all for you. All the previews, all the great stuff. Getting ready for another fantastic season of Friday Night Lights. Only on ESPN Fresno here in the Central Valley. Ready to do some power rankings here, Jorge?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's another day. We got to get through it. The NFL power ranking side of things. And I know people are just clamoring to hear everything that we want to talk about as far as everything with the NFL season. So why don't we get into it? And maybe should I do the music again? Should I do the NFL music this time for this segment?
I feel like it's the type of music you should have.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Some more Bonatti's Best. Quick reminder, we're halfway through. We got another 16 teams to get to. This is my official, just before we get in our next 4 teams, the official bottom half of the league, according to my rankings. In order from 32 to 17. The Saints, the Browns, the Titans, the Colts, the Giants, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Panthers, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Jaguars, the Bears, the Steelers, the Falcons, the Bengals. That is my bottom half of the NFL. All right, Jorge, how it works? You're going to tell me too high, too low, just right in terms of all of these teams. And we'll get to it. And we start with number 17, number 16 on my list. And number 16, you've been waiting for him, Jorge. It's the Dallas Cowboys. I got them right here at 16 overall. I will say this. I do like what they've added to their offensive side of things. I know people are a little not bullish on this team in terms of the passing game. I think Dak Prescott gets a little bit too much rap against what he actually is capable of, which I think sometimes he can be a top 10, top 5 guy if he's absolutely on it. But when is that going to be possible is the question. Adding George Pickens, I am a believer. I have stock in George Pickens. I like what he's capable of. Him next to CeeDee Lamb. He didn't have that in Pittsburgh. What is he going to be able to do as a second fiddle in this Dallas offense? Feels like a lot. Feels like a lot of opportunity there. I do like the running back side of things. I think Javonte Williams has some upside after leaving Denver. Miles Sanders could be a nice change of pace in terms of that as well. So very curious to see what that offense will look like all in its entirety. Micah Parsons, I know, is wanting out. He will be playing for the Cowboys week 1. There's no doubt about it. It'll happen. I'm just going to book it right now. He has no leverage in terms of his issues there. On the corner side of things, I expect a big, healthy season for Deron Bland on that side of things. He is a fantastic corner for this Cowboys team. Trayvon Diggs as well, a big opportunity here. Overall, this is a middle-of-the-road team. They could be a up-and-coming team as well. I have more faith in the Cowboys than I should, and that's why I have them at 16.
I feel like that's too high. Just a little bit. I feel like I don't know. It just too much drama, too much things going on. I didn't add any real weapons except for one weapon. But
George Pickens. Do you not believe in George Pickens?
I mean, is he top 5 in the league?
Why would he need to be top 5 in the league?
Do you want to go to the playoffs? Do you want to win games? I mean,
excuse me, CeeDee Lamb is there right next to him. I think that's a good 1-2 punch. One of the better. It's better than some teams I have above him. Actually, figuratively.
But that's the only thing they have.
Okay.
And then you got Micah Parsons getting mad at you because you don't want to pay him.
That's fine.
feel like
Players will be disgruntled, and they'll get over it when they realize they're missing game checks. I'm sorry.
Or they just won't play.
It's fine. I get it. I just say be warned, because the Cowboys do this. Every so often, there is a year, the Cowboys suddenly 12-5. And it's just like...
And they lose a playoff game.
And they lose the play. That's fine. I will accept. I am not predicting Super Bowl anything with the Cowboys. But we could get a year like this, where it's just like, really? The Cowboys are doing this? And we're going to have it. And it's going to be front and center, and you're going to just get so annoyed. And Phil Stradamus is going to have it right again. Anyways, let's go to number 15. And that's where I have Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks is coming in at 15. This is a little high, I think, for a lot of people, but I have come around to the additions that they may have had on this roster in terms of where their weapons are. Sam Darnold, serviceable quarterback. Obviously, he can make things happen, and did with the Minnesota Vikings. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a legit wide receiver in this National Football League. He proved it last year. Cooper Kupp, fantastic compliment to him on the other side in terms of the wide receiver position. I like what they have with Torrey Horton, who is obviously a guy here locally that we can be rooting for in terms of the wide receiver position. He's made his way up the depth chart as a rookie possibility. I like what they did with drafting in the line position as well. And then on the defensive side, they're going to have to figure things out in terms of that, but I think it can come around as the season goes along. They got Big Leonard Williams in the middle. They got DeMarcus Lawrence as a linebacker as well. I think this is a team that could surprise as much as people don't expect it. Seattle here at 15 is a formidable team.
I think that's just right. I think that for some it might be a little bit too high, but the reality is that it's a team with a lot of weapons. It just feels like they're missing that superstar.
Mm-hmm.
They're missing that quarterback or that that one wide receiver. You don't have Metcalf anymore. It's a new team, basically, pretty much.
Well, that's why I think Smith-Njigba is the guy who can elevate to that level, and that's I'm investing into that. That's where I feel like it can be. And Torrey Horton, maybe he's the guy too, because you never know with these wide receivers that pan out in terms of it. I think he's got a legit upside, especially maybe even me just being a little bit of a homer for the Central Valley guys. But that's where I got it. To number 14, I have your San Francisco 49ers here at number 14. Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, the entire cast of characters are back in terms of that side of things. But the wide receiver position is of a concern for me just in the start of things for this Niners team. Can this be a team that comes on strong towards the tail end of the season? I do believe that's the possibility. Ayuk is going to be ready by week 6. Juwan Jennings is going to be healthier sooner rather than later. DeMarcus Robinson, who is under a suspension for the first 3 games, he'll come back with a lot of upside. Sky Moore addition, Brian Robinson addition. I just named all of the entire offensive weapons there, but at least there's something being built around it. On the defensive side, I think there's some significant opportunity for some young guys to make some big additions to this level for the defensive here. Fred Warner, obviously one of the top linebackers in the NFL, him fully healthy instead of playing on that fractured ankle, it seemed like that hindered him into a middling linebacker. I think he can make things a lot better for this team. D Winters is taking a step up. Nick Bosa can be healthy, but the question is health, and do I trust it? I have them hedging right here at 14. It's a tough division. I got the Niners here at 14.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Maybe a little low, but yeah, they could have them 13, 14, maybe 16 or 15. I mean, but I think that's about right. A lot of weapons they still have in the offensive game, but the defense got dismantled. So there's that plus the lingering, the lingering effects of a really bad season that creeped over to the off season and injuries and oh man, but yeah, I think that's about right.
Well, the key thing is Robert Saleh can be the defense whisperer he used to be in San Francisco. You could have a uptick of production out of this defense like maybe we saw in 2019, and maybe we get the cycle of this in 2019. Robert Saleh defense starts coming out in terms of this. So maybe that's where the upside is in this defense. And who knows? Maybe we see it. Maybe we don't. But I'd like it here. Final team in this foursome, I got a number 13, the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos coming in at 13. A lot of people like what they've been building through what they've added. I'm kind of hedging here based off of a sophomore slump of Bo Nix, because it's just a possibility sometimes when you have a very good rookie season at quarterback. Teams are going to know what to do against you. So Bo Nix and this company of team of this players here on this Denver Broncos side could have a little bit of an issue when they play up a little bit. But they're playing a third-place schedule in this AFC West. I think they could have still some success in finding some victories here and there. Cortland Sutton, underrated wide receiver. Marvin Mims, fantastic. Troy Franklin, a good option as well. They've added to the line in terms of that. J.K. Dobbins, the hope is he stays healthy in terms of that. They could be an issue there in the run game. Dre Greenlaw, great addition there in that defense. It's going to look more like the Niners in the mountains with Talanoa Funga as well being in addition to that secondary, and adding with Pat Surtain, who's been fantastic. But I got the Broncos here at 13 based off of what we've seen into what I could project for this season.
Yeah, I think, it's a team that might be too low.
Yeah.
I feel like, I think there's more upside to this team, but, they took pretty much every all-star the Niners had and put them in their defense. So I feel like they already had pretty good weapons in offense, so that pretty much makes it a complete team. The only downside to being Broncos is that they're in the AFC West, and you have pretty good teams there. So we'll see if they could manage that conference and come out on top.
We'll see. There's a lot to be learned of this team and of this entire. They're more volatile in my opinion. They have a big floor and a big ceiling. They could really take a leap, or could falter here moving forward. But that's what we got for my power rankings. We're going to continue it next week when we get into the top 12. So we're going to do it for the next few days next week. So stay tuned for that. All right. Jorge, why don't we take a break and wrap up this show? We'll be right back on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Summer's winding down. The trips, the pool days, the backyard barbecues. Now it's back to your daily routine. And Jones Cleaning Center is here to help you make the most of it. With Fresno's only 24-hour self-service pickup and drop-off drive-thru, you can skip the hassle. Drop off by 9 a.m. and enjoy same-day service at no extra cost. From work clothes to weekend wear, table linens to bedding, Jones Cleaning Center keeps it all fresh and ready so you have time for everything else. Serving Fresno for over 55 years. On Palm just north of Herndon or online at jonescleaning.com.
Baseball season is in full swing in downtown Fresno. Don't miss a second of the fun and excitement at Chuck Chansey Park with countless promotions, ticket deals, and more. Cheer on your Fresno Grizzlies as they battle it out with the rest of the California League now through the beginning of September. Tickets start at just $8, and with the $3 value menu on select ballpark classics, Grizzly baseball is truly affordable family fun. Grab your seats at FresnoGrizzlies.com or the Chuck Chansey Park ticket office. Grizzlies baseball, it happens here.
Welcome to A+ Signs.
Thanks. Yeah, I need some custom exterior signs for my business.
Great. What's the name of your business?
C+ Signs.
Wait, you own a sign company?
Yep, C+ Signs.
And you want us, A+ Signs, to make your signs?
Yeah, I need them really fast, and we can't touch our turnaround times.
We are kind of known for that.
For signs that stop traffic, drive traffic, and even direct traffic, call A+ Signs.
Remember, A+ has great technicians to service and repair signs, too.
Yeah, we got a guy, but he's afraid of ladders.
Introducing The Sidebar, a brand new open-air beer garden at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill in River Park. Experience a new way to catch a game, hang with friends, and enjoy new appetizers, char-grilled burgers, salads, wings with over 10 house-made sauces, and of course, world-famous Me and Ed's pizza. Thirsty? Try our self-poured taps with over a dozen craft beers, wines, ciders, and craft seltzers. Plus a full bar with an impressive selection of tequilas, whiskeys, and craft cocktails. The Sidebar at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill, now open in River Park.
At Citizens Business Bank, we've been taking a personal approach to banking for over 40 years and are consistently recognized as one of the top performing banks in the nation. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We believe in the importance of building long-lasting and genuine relationships with our customers. We want to provide you with the solutions you need to grow your business because your success is our success. Citizens Business Bank, member FDIC.
One of the most important keys to success is teamwork. Just like the Bulldogs football team, Fresno Rack has assembled a great team of their own. An industry leader in warehouse pallet racking and industrial warehouse shelving, Fresno Rack is truly your full-service one-stop shop. In-house CAD permit department, in-house installation crews, and of course Fresno Rack's sales team is second to none. Whether you're looking to just fine-tune your warehouse and make it more efficient, or you're building a new warehouse and need a turnkey from start to finish, Fresno Rack is here to help. Call, click, or visit Fresno Rack today.
Hey Fresno, Chris Swart out here, operating partner Jack's Car Wash Companies, located on the southwest corner of Cedar and Shepherd. Don't miss out on this winning combo.
That's right, Jack's Car Wash has a brand new Pepsi and Coke soda fountain, plus a new Keurig coffee station featuring your favorite national brands. Plus, Jack's full detailing is backed by popular demand. Schedule yours today by calling 435-7335.
Jack's Car Wash and ESPN Fresno, the double play of a great car wash and a great broadcast. Let's go Giants!
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Bench on here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. One more segment before we say goodbye for the show proper. We're not going anywhere, though. It's 6:30. We're going to be live on 1430 ESPN Fresno for Inglewood versus Central East. 6:30, 7 p.m. kickoff. You want to be there. Paul Metters and I going to be there at Collegian Stadium tonight, and I'll be heading over there momentarily. Yeah, a little bit. For what should be a fantastic football game. Little reminder of the schedule. Once again, here in the tail end of our show, Giants and Brewers coming up this weekend. We'll not have this game tonight, but we'll have the games tomorrow and Sunday. Giants game tomorrow is going to be a 3:40 pregame with a 4:10 first pitch. And then on Sunday, it'll be 10 in the morning with an 11:40 first pitch from Milwaukee. A's on 790 this weekend. A's Mariners is going to be a 6:30 pregame with a 7:05 first pitch against Seattle. Tomorrow it'll be 30 minutes earlier, 6 p.m. pregame with a 6:35 first pitch from Seattle. And then Sunday, the A's and the Mariners will play day baseball, 12:30 pregame with a 1:05 first pitch against the Mariners. So that's what we got. Also, Paul Metters Show, Central Valley Sports Report, back 10 a.m. to noon. Again tomorrow, First String Sports live on 1430 ESPN, 10 a.m. to noon once again. And another reminder, also speaking of Paul Metters and his hosting duties, he'll be back this coming Wednesday, the 27th, for an edition of the FPU Sunbird Sports Show, which makes its return on 790 from 6 p.m. to 7. That's starting this Wednesday, coming Wednesday, on the 27th of this month, and will run every Wednesday, schedule provided.
Well, that's what we're planning, so it might get a little bit delayed, but we'll see.
Okay. At least that's what we've heard.
Yes.
All right. Stay tuned. But it's to my belief we will have a show this Wednesday.
My belief, too.
All right. We believe, Jorge. Got to keep the faith. Speaking of this weekend, I think I know the answer to this, but what are you watching this weekend, Jorge?
I am going to watch the Niners, but I'm going to do it at my friend's house.
Yeah.
She's having a pool party.
Pool party? And I'm not invited?
No, you're not. I'm gonna distress from work, so I don't want anybody there from work.
You know, I could trigger you, Jorge, as far as the work is concerned. No, I get it. We got Fresno State this weekend.
That's right, yeah.
It's 3:30 kickoff, kind of right in the middle of the mid-afternoon. So it feels like it's like a Super Bowl time for me. It's just kind of like
it does.
You know, it's kind of like leading up with the parties and everything like that, getting ready, and people are probably making food at home and all that great stuff.
There's gonna be a lot of soccer, a lot of football, a lot of everything. It's all starting up back up again, so it feels good.
You know what I'm watching also?
Some golf.
Golf's good. Our guy Tommy Fleetwood has a one-shot lead right now. Who is looking for his first PGA win. And let me tell you.
I'm just trying my hardest.
He is. He's just trying his hardest. Tommy Fleetwood. Those who don't know, that's his kid at the Masters Par 3 contest. You got to look at
that. That was the cutest, the cutest interview ever. Because he was being for reals.
I'm just trying my hardest.
He's just trying his hardest. And I hope he wins. That would be his first PGA win, which would be the Tour Championship. Nice one to win. I believe the purse for the winner is, I think, $10 million or something like that.
That's good.
Biggest purse in golf in terms of.
I should have been a golfer.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of money in golf for him. Could have been a soccer player, too. I think there's a lot of money in that. Do soccer players get paid a lot?
Well, yeah.
The most?
Well, it depends on where they play. If they go to Europe, they get paid more.
Do tennis players get paid the most?
I think so. I think they're usually the ones with the more, but it's more about sponsorships than anything, really.
Yeah. So that's what we'll be watching. I also, personally, will be watching Red Sox and Yankees this weekend. Last night was just phenomenal. Just, if you missed it, folks, because I know you all care. Red Sox, Yankees last night. Yankees committed like 18 errors in one game, walked like 40 guys. Red Sox couldn't get a single base hit with the bases loaded. It felt like Giants baseball for a little bit. But finally, with a runner in scoring position in the ninth inning, they were already up 4-3, but Roman Anthony, the Roman Empire, has invaded Gotham, which was a great call from Will Fleming, Dave Fleming's brother, on the Red Sox radio network. Oh, my God. It was an amazing moment for the kid. His first game against the Yankees. First game in Yankee Stadium in the Boston Red Sox and Yankees rivalry, and he hits a tank job. And I saw the video that MLB posted of it just being like in the stadium, not part of the broadcast, but like just like the live in-person stadium video. And I commented, I'm like, why is this video 5 hours long? Because I just kept watching and watching and watching him hit that homer. So there's that meme, you know, the guy who's like, thank you for literally saving my life. And he's like, I'm literally Roman Anthony. Or anything, you know what I'm talking about, Jorge?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. They say men only think about the Roman Empire all the time, and I do as well, but in another capacity. All right. Anyways, it's gonna be a good weekend. Jorge, did you give me your official, because we did with Tanvir and Chloe when she was in, but did you give me your official Fresno State prediction for Saturday? I don't think you did.
I don't think I did. Yeah.
What do you got?
Oh, I'm going to go 32-30.
32-30. Who winning?
Bulldogs.
I think
it's going to be a close one.
Yeah?
I feel, watching their roster and thinking I feel like they're two very similar teams.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have like this one superstar, but they're all together. They're pretty good.
Okay.
So I don't know. It just feels like they're very, very similar.
Face there. The line has moved up, by the way. I've seen 13.5. I've even seen it move up to 14.5. It was 12.5 for a while. So I don't know what's changing. I don't know if people are just.
Well, it's full. It's a full stadium.
Yeah.
First time in like
first sellout since 2009 for a home opener for Kansas. So everybody's going to be there. And I'll tell you what, I can't wait till Fresno State shuts about everybody up by the end of that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Take it.
It's going to be good.
I'm fired up. Can't wait.
Want to see EJ throw some real bombs out there.
Bombs. Big time runs. Big time hits.
Donaldson.
Yeah.
And the bright lights of Fox midday afternoon.
We'll take it. All right, Jorge. We're going to take a break. And when I mean a break, it means end of this show. We'll be back 6:30 for our high school Friday Night Lights broadcast, Central East Inglewood, coming up then. Until then, have a great weekend.
For over 60 years, we at DeBudo Defendus Insurance, a multi-generational and family-owned company,